Every once in a while, I think it's a good time to look at how some people are reacting to everyday situations and try to bring people back together and get some sense of some semblance of, there's got to be some rules, some common decency between human beings in the real world. People consume rage bait at an all-time level, consume mainstream media, which is designed exclusively to divide and control and sell you fear, sell you hysteria. And then you get on with your life, you attend some public event, and you think that you're still online, or you think that you still have some weird moral superiority. So you decide that you want to blast some elderly man because he was eating some peanuts on an airplane. And then you call yourself Rosa Parks in the process. Well, turns out that the world has pretty much had enough of these weirdos, and we're going to get into all that after a quick word from this video's sponsor. Huge shout out to this video's sponsor, Meta PCs. Now, I know you're not going to run out and quick buy a brand new computer just because I ran this ad, but what I would hope is that you'll keep Meta PCs in mind for a variety of reasons and use my promo code TheQuartering to save big at checkout. Look, Meta PCs offers custom configurations. It has insane parts availability. They're one of the few people I see out there with the brand new NVIDIA 3090 in stock and shipping. When you buy from them, they offer you build photos as they work along. When you receive your PC, it's ready to go out of the box. It's 100% US-based sales and support. And one of my favorite things, it's a veteran-owned business. Meta PCs is veteran-owned. One of Meta's owners has served in Afghanistan and Iraq and received a Purple Heart for his service. Meta also employs military veterans in the Meta Operations Center and also provides systems to veterans going back to school to help them re-enter the workforce all across the United States. Meta PCs also offers financing. Head on over to MetaPC at metapcs.com. Use code TheQuartering at checkout to save money and support my content. If nothing else, go configure a PC, build a little wish list, and when you're ready, remember to use code TheQuartering at checkout at MetaPCs. I know I'll be getting myself a brand new one before the... Now, the whole thing was, of course, filmed as per usual, and some of the great lines were, "What am I, Rosa Parks?" Delta Karen model compared herself to civil rights icon when crew told her to sit down. As revealed, she was also locked up for DUI and raising hands with police 1 month before this plane outburst. Patricia Cornwall, 51, was locked up last week for getting into a fight with an elderly man on board a Delta flight to Atlanta, Georgia. She was reportedly trying to get back to her seat from the bathroom when a flight attendant with a beverage cart was blocking the aisle. The flight attendant reportedly asked her to take an open seat until they passed by, at which point she asked, "What am I, Rosa Parks?" This is not a good look for white people. A woman who was arrested last week for getting into a fight with an elderly man who was not wearing a mask on board a flight had earlier compared herself to civil rights icon Rosa Parks, according to a criminal complaint filed on December 24th, Christmas Eve. The complaint obtained by Daily Mail claims Patricia Cornwall was trying to get back to her seat from the bathroom on a Delta airplane from a trip from Tampa to Atlanta. Now, by the way, I want to tell you how quick that flight is. A flight from Tampa to Atlanta is probably less than an hour. And this is somebody who couldn't keep it together for 30 minutes on an airplane, okay? On Thursday, a flight attendant was a beverage cart was blocking the aisle. Cornwall, 51, a former Playboy model and LA Raiders cheerleader, once appeared on an episode of Baywatch, allegedly asked the flight attendant for her help getting back to her seat. Well, if you've ever flown, you know that once the cart's in the aisle, you're stuck, okay? At that point, Cornwall allegedly asked, "What am I, Rosa Parks?" According to the complaint, comparing herself to a civil rights activist, her comment reportedly got the attention of an 80-year-old man sitting nearby who told her that she isn't black, this isn't Alabama, and this isn't a bus. The complaint states, "Ha, get wrecked." He also reportedly told her to sit down, Karen, to which Cornwall replied, "Sit down, P-word." Soon, the two started fighting, and it went viral on social media, with Cornwall seen punching and scratching and spitting on the 80-year-old passenger. And if you look at this video, it's absolutely hilarious. Boy, time has not treated her well. Where is the actual video here? It's actually, it's lunacy for this person, because it's just like, look, nobody likes to be wearing the stupid mask on the airplane. This is the world we live in now. It's probably not going anywhere, but like, it's not really your job to police it. You see, here's the event right here. By the way, I want to point out, the stupid ads, like when you pause it, she's not wearing a mask either. That old guy's probably served in the war. Like, he's probably served in the military. You think he has any time for this nonsense? By the way, this woman does not have a mask on.
Sit down, Karen.
Ha! You hear her yell, "Sit down, Karen."
You're a goddamn Karen. Sit down. Sit down, Karen.
Sit down there, see?
Pussy, no, you're the
Yeah.
Do you want the police to meet you on the ground? What about him?
The flight attendant's basically saying here, "Do you want the police to meet you on the ground?" And now he's getting told to mask up.
Mask up. Put your mask up. Tell him to
You got
mask
your
up.
mask down, bitch.
You got your mask down, B-word. Assault right there.
That's assault. You're going to jail.
Yep.
Atlanta, you're going to jail. Bitch,
Hope it was worth it.
Karen.
And then you spit on her.
Double going to jail.
What this is a man or a woman in really probably going through life and being able to do whatever they want to do and not being told no. And so and they end up in a situation where they don't get their way. They act like a lunatic.
Piece of pussy, sit down, Karen. Sit down, Karen.
This old guy is like legendarily based.
Put his mask on.
So, bitch, you're going to jail. Yes, you are.
I mean, this is so great.
You're going to jail.
He's totally not intimidated whatsoever by her in any way, shape, or form. Now, of course, excuse me, he told her to sit down, Karen. Now, we already know that Cornwall had previously been arrested back in November for DUI after she crashed her car into a tree in Florida and started going after the responding officers. So, you know, what you have here is probably somebody who is dealing with knowing that their best years are behind them and they can't handle their booze. Now, we don't know that that was the case here, but, you know, I would argue that it's probably the case. A male flight crew member demands Cornwall put her mask up as she continues to request that they ask him to put his mask up. "You put your mask down, B-word," the man responds as her mask is seen lower below her chin. "Do you just call me a B-word?" And then she struck him. All on camera, by the way. The pair continue to shout expletives at each other as other female flight attendants start to pull Cornwall away. She then spits on the man, and the attendant and the other flight crew members attempt to bring her back to the back of the plane. She continues to ask the flight crew members to get the man to put his mask on as hers remains on her chin, under her chin. It remains unclear how the other passengers and flight crew members, if any of them were injured, but following the interaction, Cornwall was escorted to the back of the plane by flight attendants and was arrested at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. Good. You know, it's, again, you know, travel has never been like one of those things. Like when you're a little kid and you're going to Disneyland or something like that, you know, it's fun to go on the big zoomy jet and, you know, have yourself a trip. But nowadays traveling is brutal. You're just trying to survive it, essentially. And to be honest with you, it's really made me not want to go anywhere unless, you know, there's an exceeding benefit for it. You know I need to probably take a vacation in January or February, but I mean, I've flown several times in the kind of post-lockdown era. It sucks. Here's what normal people do at the airport now, right? You get to the airport the last possible minute if you're smart. You and if you get there early, the first thing you do is you get through security, and then you find some place that has food, so you can take the stupid thing off your face while you eat and nibble on food until your flight takes off. Then you put your mask back on, you put your hood up, your headphones on, and you just survive the dang flight. You get to where you're getting. I've never been paid more money to be miserable in my entire life. But that's travel nowadays. And that's probably going to be the way that it always is now going forward. And these lunatics, you know, you end up having to land early or they ruin your trip. Just turn off CNN. You know, some old guy doesn't have his mask on. You've got yours on. You're probably triple jabbed or whatever. Just move on with your life, you psycho. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.